Welcome to the setup. On this episode, I'm going to talk about boomless and boomed sprayers and some of the advantages and disadvantages of each style. So while we're at it, let's take a look at this sprayer. This is from Wildlife Farming, which is one of our sponsors. And if you're looking for ATV sprayers, they've got a pretty good selection of them. And like I said, even their 3-point hitch sprayers are pretty nice. I got one with booms for the tractor because I feel like you can control the application of the chemical a lot better with the booms than you can with the boomless. But the boomless is really nice because I can get 30 feet plus of spray coverage with my little four-wheeler just buzzing through somewhere, even though it's not perfect, especially out on the ends, because the droplets are really a lot bigger than what you'd have if you were just squirting it right down with the booms, because they have to be able to carry 15 feet. So they got to be pretty good size. The sprayers that I'm using are made by a company called Wildlife Farming. And I've got a 25-gallon ATV model, and that's the boomless one. And I've got a 200-gallon 3-point hitch model on my tractor, and that's the one that has the booms. And I like this system really well because the boomless is really nice on the ATV to sneak into little secluded spots that are harder to get to with bigger equipment. Like I've mentioned, it's not quite as accurate in the application of the spray, but it is a lot more portable and a lot more versatile as far as the types of places that I can go. Plus, I do like the fact that with an ATV, I can go through maybe a bean field that's starting to grow and without stomping down the beans real bad with tractor tires and that sort of thing. And then the boomed model is perfect with its larger capacity for using in the bigger applications, like the more open fields, places I can get to with the tractor real easy. Wildlife Farming also makes a wide range of utility-sized equipment, and that's basically the kind of stuff that we use for food plots. So you can check them out at wildlifefarming.com. The other thing that's cool about this sprayer, if you come around to the other side, you can shut off the individual nozzles. So let's say you wanted to just do the two outsides, you could turn that one, shut it off, now it's on. Or if you just wanted to spray center and right, you could shut this one off. So I do this quite a bit when I'm spraying, because you get down to the end where you're just going through a little narrow spot. You don't want to be blowing herbicide all over the place. So you can close off whichever one of the spray nozzles that you don't need. I think you have to overlap by at least 5 feet when you're using the boomless sprayer. And it's always tricky, unless you put some kind of dye in the chemical to tell where you've been. Sometimes you can see the wet grasses or the wet, whatever foliage you're spraying, you can tell where you've been, but otherwise you're just looking for tire tracks. You're trying to calibrate your distances based on that. I've gotten pretty decent at that, but with the boomless sprayer, it's a little bit easier, or not a little bit harder, because the distance is so far. But with the boom sprayer, you've got the 15-foot booms, so it's pretty much straightforward. You can see right where the end of the boom is. It's easier to calibrate, where you're going and what you're covering. But the boomless is kind of a crapshoot, I feel like. But again, you're just trying to get into spots, get something killed without maybe being quite as precise as you would be if you're using the sprayer with the booms. I got all my spraying done here today, so it's time to wrap up. I appreciate you joining me. I'll see you right back here in the future for the next episode of The Setup. And remember to always dream big.